Leaving our first port in Turkey.
Away from all the night clubs.
It's a beautiful little spot, but pretty blimmin' rowdy. It's there.
We already had it in cost too, so I think we had a week of sleepless nights so far. So we are looking forward to hopefully something more quiet tonight. It's a nice spot though. It's a sleepy little village. Here's Timmy, our captain. So where are we going?
So we're just going directly across there, 10 miles across and downwind at about 15 knots, I think, and hopefully a nice little quiet little bay.
What's the name of the bay?
Can't remember.
Nor can I. I'm still getting used to the Turkish pronunciations.
I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm on my way. Just go where the wind will blow me, yeah. Well, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
Plotting the course.
Yep.
What's the thing called? I don't even know.
What?
What's this thing called?
Plotter.
A plotter.
It's a plotter.
Which makes sense since we are
plotter.
plotting the course. We swim in this bay, so we see if Lucy comes in.
Yeah. Go. 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 We're in our second mooring in Turkey, and we're in this beautiful little bay, and we've swapped loud nightlight noise for cicadas or crickets, whatever they are. It's beautiful. A couple of neighbours.
Tim trying to eat his sausage.
It is.
The last Greek sausage. Sausages don't seem to be as common in Turkey.
In case anything should drop, she'll catch it before it hits the ground. Hey puppy. Heading into Actua for some supplies. This is a what is it? It's a holiday village with two beautiful bays. So they got a little mini mart. So we're coming here for some fresh food, hopefully.
Today is Sunday, and often people think we are on a permanent holiday. So.
By the way, the sound is only weird because there's some really loud cicadas in the background, and they go through little cycles of quiet, loud, quiet, loud. So that's what the noise is. We can't change it, sorry.
So we are in the most beautiful bay here in Turkey, in Actua. And the day started this morning. What did you do first thing? Look at the dinghy motor.
Yeah, so the dinghy motor is always something. So the dinghy, actually, on our way back from a little trip to get an ice cream, the dinghy motor stopped, and we didn't know why. So I rowed and rowed for about 25 minutes until a lovely neighbour of a yacht, he turned up with his dinghy and towed us the rest of the way. So that was nice. So first thing this morning, fix the dinghy motor.
And then we had breakfast, and then I cleaned the toilets. No, actually we had a morning swim first. Hey.
Morning swim?
Morning swim.
Because the water is just beautiful.
Yeah. And then I realized the toilets looked really grubby, so I spent about an hour cleaning toilets and bathrooms. And I did some pizza dough and made pizzas, and Timmy, you did water, didn't you?
So I started up the generator, and we'd run out of drinking water, which we actually put into bottles that will fit in the fridge. So short of having a little tap off our water maker, which goes into our tanks, I have to go down deep in the aft area and fill up water bottles. So that's a hot and slow job, but yeah, that was done.
And then we did schooling with two really reluctant children. Maths with Luca, which was
These two.
Joyful. And some other things with Nina, which she's been resisting for days on end, and then did it really fast.
So what else happened? This afternoon.
We had to re-anchor because the anchor got stuck. So the other yachts were leaving, and then one anchor didn't come up, so we had to untie all our stern lines and had to reset the anchor. So that was an hour gone. And then while I was floating on my paddleboard, having a little rest from all of it,
I was doing some YouTube editing and with the generator going.
and I heard a boat come around in my little doze, and somebody calling me lady, lady. And then they asked me, are you Turkish? And I said, no. I said, we are the Coast Guard, you can't tie onto trees. So when we arrived here, everybody was tied on to those big pine trees. And they told us it was forbidden in Turkey. But Tim was told by another Turkish Yachty yesterday that it was right here, so we did what everybody else did.
And almost everybody was tied to a tree here,
Yeah.
including these big guys here. And these are the Gallet charter yachts. Some of them are huge and expensive, and some of them are not so. But the one just here is chartered for 2,000 euros a day. They could have had ours for that.
And then it was almost dinner time, so there was not much holidaying going on today apart from a couple of swims in about 10 minutes lie on a paddleboard before the Girl Scout game. So it's not always sunshine and roses on a boat. It's pretty much often work, like you spent quite a few hours of work today on the computer doing a YouTube video.
Hey, me and Nina were doing this filming mostly too.
Yeah, and it took us just about an hour to convince you to do it.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes, some days, well, it's still nice. We have got the most beautiful surroundings, but we still have to do all our chores and jobs. So somebody said, oh, all the pictures and videos were always holiday. And of course we don't really video people hanging over a bucket on a passage, or our family having arguments, or doing schooling with pulling our hairs out. It's little stress really, because we can do everything in our own time more or less. Except, well, we just said yesterday, we realized how relaxed we feel now that the stress is gone of having to go somewhere quick, because the 2 weeks after we had finally been able to go, which was a very stressful time, the 2 months leading up to being able to go, and then 2 weeks in Greece, we had to go quickly to Turkey. So once we arrived here, we both felt, whew, actually this feels nice now. There's no plan, there's nowhere to go quick, so it feels really nice to just be able to do things now on time.
Yeah, I think it's a different sort of stress. You know, the stress we had in Greece was sort of put on us by other people, and you know, we felt like we were I felt like I was a criminal, and yeah, it wasn't very pleasant. Whereas the stresses now are, what's the weather doing, how's the boat holding up, and how the kids doing. So they're different ones, and they're all kind of a bit more manageable and easy.
And I would say none of the stresses we have experienced since we left New Zealand, well, except the COVID thing, that was a bit intense at times, but looking back at our life in New Zealand, I can say for myself that I was in a constant state of stress and pressure with all the things we had on our plates and all the balls to juggle. So I feel a lot more relaxed here. Yeah,
another thing we're working out at the moment is our power situation. It's, you know, it's crazy that there's so many things that we take for granted at home. You know, we pay the power bill and our power never ceases, and we can use as much as we like as long as we pay for it. Same with the internet. It's just a no-brainer, but here on the boat everything is calculated and deliberate, and right now we've got a problem with our power. We have what we think is enough solar panel, and we've got a little generator, and we've got enough batteries, but still right about...
batteries are all new too.
New batteries, and right about now we've only just got enough to get through the night, and we've got to turn one of the fridges off, and we've got to turn the other one down, and luckily we don't have the mast light going because we're sort of tucked away, so we don't have an anchor light going. But yeah, so that's another thing. So when we get to a bigger port in Turkey, we'll have to get that looked at by an expert. Yeah, probably an opportunity to say thank you to all our supporters and subscribers, and especially our Patreons. You know, you just sit there in the background paying for each video that we make. I mean, we work pretty hard to make the videos, but without you guys, we couldn't afford to continue with them. And so it's something that we really appreciate, that you're helping us out here. And I hope you're enjoying them. You know, if there's anything you want to see or we should change, just let us know. Yeah,
that's all.
That's us.
We're really grateful. Thank you.
This yacht, as well as being our house, is also a sailboat. It's also a motorboat. It has a motor, and it's a pretty critical part of the whole setup, and we need to maintain it and keep an eye on it, make sure it's all good. So the other day I did take a look over it, just making sure that we've got oil levels and everything all sorted, and I found something a bit disturbing, and I'm kind of worried that we have some algae growing in our pre-fuel filter, and it looks pretty evil, and so I've got to clean it out and hope it's gone nowhere else. I'll also get some diesel treatment. It's an anti-diesel bug treatment system, so I'll get some of that put in the tank, make sure that halts it. But don't know how it happened, but we've got it, and I've got to try and eliminate it before it does any damage to the engine or stops it, which could be a critical safety issue. So this is the, see that, the pre-fuel filter. Yacht swinging around in the breeze a bit, but there's some yucky stuff in there, so I need to clean that out before it blocks anything up. Right, so now I've got to take off the viewing bowl and the water collection bowl, and it's taking a long time to drain, so I've got to drain all the diesel out of that, and then I'll dismantle it and clean it out. So this is what's been trapped inside the pre-filter, and hopefully that's where it's trapped. Luckily, I think this fuel filter has stopped any of it going into our system, so I'll replace that. Go and get some fresh diesel. Before I get rid of this, better make sure it actually fits. Right, replacement filter filled with diesel, going back on, hopefully. Just borrowed a socket set from another couple here in Dacia, and this is the primary, rather the pre-filter bowl, and this is diesel bug. It's like an algae, and it is terrible. It blocks everything up, so who knows where it's gone on our boat. Hopefully it's just here, not in the fuel tank.
So here we have Captain Timmy, who has just spent the whole morning and midday, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. It's 2 o'clock now, so he spent pretty much all day so far trying to figure out a diesel bug. He realized there was something yucky in a diesel filter. And want to tell the story a little bit, Timmy?
So I think this stems back to 4 long months without running the engine. We hardly ran it at all, and there was no flow through the fuel filter, and stupidly, it's actually, I feel very guilty about it, but I only noticed it in the last week, and I didn't want to touch it because it was some solid snot. There's no other pretty way to say it. It's snot, and it's just horrible.
Brown snot.
Brown snot, and it's sticky and gooey, and yeah, just horrible. So I didn't want to touch it or disturb it because I thought that I could upset other things, so I'd wait till a quiet time. Today was a quiet time. I pulled apart the Raycor filter system, replaced the filter. There's 2 filters, one on the engine and one on the Raycor filter, and I put it together, and a little O-ring went in the wrong place, I think, and it stopped the fuel flow. So there was a bit of a panic as to why the fuel wasn't flowing, and I had to work it out. But I'm not a diesel mechanic, I'm no mechanic at all, and so far this week I've fixed the outboard motor and now our diesel motor works. So I'm so relieved because it's kind of important to us moving on.
Yeah, so we are all happy, everything works now, but that's part of the cruising life. It's actually not a holiday because there's something pretty much on a daily basis. It doesn't work, or it needs looking at, or maintaining, or wiping, or cleaning. So it's just like a constant
Yeah, the
process.
thing is with this one is that it's just a simple maintenance task. It's very simple, but there's a method in it. And for instance, once I fitted the filters, I needed to bleed the air from the diesel, and the first YouTube clip that came up was actually incorrect, or it wasn't incorrect, it didn't have the bolt that bled the air, so I had to find another YouTube clip, pressure starter, and found a bolt that bled the air. So that was the bit that made it run in the end.
Well done, sweetie. Very proud of you.
Could have been easier.
Next time it will be 5 minutes.
It will be.
I think that's the thing. Since we are so new to all of this, we have to figure everything out from scratch. And like Tim said, we are not really maintenance people, me even less so than him. I would be completely lost in space. So it all takes like many times the time it would usually take somebody who has experience with it, and there's not always somebody there that we can ask.
Yeah, and I downloaded so many maintenance videos on all of these things, and without doing it yourself, following a video or understanding a video is very hard. So yeah, once you're up to your elbows in diesel, then you understand how the video works.